A traffic stop gone wrong leads to the arrest of an officer for assaulting a passenger in the vehicle. And I know who the officer is. Hello, welcome to Convict Inc. I'm your host, Robert Rosso. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. If you like my video, this video, please share it with your family, friends, neighbors, enemies, etc. In 2021, I believe it was June to be exact, possibly May. No, it was June. One of my sisters and I had to go pick up my oldest sister from the airport, and I drove. And drive fast, I did, and sometimes do. Just gotta put it out there. Just gotta put it out there. I live in the country. We have one road straight up. There's certain spots where you can accelerate to make some time up. Anyway, about 20 miles from the house that I live in right now is a town called Hackett. As I was pulling into Hackett, coming into Hackett, I should say, I was pinned at about 75 and a 40. Just being honest. And I come up over the hill, and the Hackett police actually have a really good spot coming around a turn. If you're going over the speed of them and they want to tag you, boom. Remember, small town cops typically like to ticket people for revenue. You know how that goes. So the officer who pulled me over is Levi Thomas. And I'm going to tell you, as soon as I came over the hill where this spot was, hey, I saw him and I literally just pulled, before he even hit the lights and came and got me, I pulled over. And when he comes up and I said, "You nailed me, you got me." And he kind of laughed and he goes, "Okay." And I said, "As a matter of fact, this is going to be my first ticket." And I said, "When you run my license," this is what I always tell the cops, by the way, "when you run my license, you bring me a consent to sign for a search form, and I'll consent, because I have a record that includes drug trafficking." And when you have that kind of a record, usually they want to shake you down. So he ran my name, came back, and was kind of fascinated that I had a life sentence for drugs, and got into a little bit of conversation. He let me go with a warning, okay? And I'm going to tell you, he was a really, really good-natured guy. Not because he let me go, but he was just all-around cool. Now, skip about a year. I think a year goes by. Matter of fact, it was February of 2023. I am riding a brand new scooter from Fort Smith down here. And I don't have tags on it, which I didn't even know I needed it. Come through Hackett, boom. Get pulled over. Once again, there's Officer Levi. Looks at me, says, "You look familiar." I told him the story, and he says, "Oh yeah," runs my name, comes back and said, "Listen, Robert, just go get, here's a warning. Go ahead and go." A couple months later, I'm coming through the same town of Hackett. Moral of the story, don't go through Hackett. And different scenario, different cops. Actually, Sebastian County Sheriff as well. And they actually laid me out. They actually laid me down on the ground on that one. But anyway, they were actually searching for illegal stuff at that time. And I might add, people that have watched the show know that I was really in the throes of addiction to everything, actually. So anyway, they had all the rights to do that. I wasn't even mad about them, for real. So again, going through Hackett, probably about right before I went back on my violation, I got pulled over for going 40 and a 30, I think it was. Levi, once again, pulled me over. This time he saw the vehicle as I was in, which was, by the way, looked like a fucking tweaker mobile, okay? Back window out, side window out, just hit a deer. Duct tape. Terrible. And when he looked and saw me, he just looked sad. You know, it's not even funny. I'm doing that nervous, but he looked sad. And I told him, and I was actually in the Harbor House, transitional living at the time. And he just said, "Man, this stuff got you, huh?" You know, meaning When he saw me before, I had a brand new scooter. The time before, it was a newer vehicle. It was my mom's actually, so it was a newer vehicle. And you know the whole story. He knew, small town cop, actually good friends with the cop down here at the time, who I was friends with. Okay, so he knew me, knew about my whole story. So Levi once again let me go. Now enter, I think in June, just a couple months ago. Well, let me go ahead and have this news reporter at 4029 explain what happened. Go.
A Hackett police officer is facing a battery charge related to a June traffic stop. A woman says she was injured after being pulled from the passenger seat.
Okay, so you have a Sebastian County Sheriff's deputy. I live in Sebastian County, Arkansas, okay? One shot up the 45, or 270, whatever. It's the 45. We call it the 45 down here. And you got to go through Hackett, then a town called Bonanza, then you get to Fort Smith. Fort Smith is, I think, 35 miles to the line or 30 miles to the line. What generally happens when a Sebastian County sheriff pulls somebody over close to one of these small towns, the small town cops, I believe they just go ahead and back them up out of courtesy. I believe, okay? The officer involved in the traffic stop, deputy, I think it was Robinson, maybe it was Robbins. Every officer that you'll see in the video coming up, because I'm going to show a clip of them, they frequent this town. I live in the last town in the county, so they come down here. And by the way, I have asked, I'm not sure if it was him, to patrol this house. I sit in a very secluded spot in this town. So I've asked them to, especially when I was in rehab or not home or in a violation, and they did it. So they do frequent this location. I originally asked them, but they do that just because they patrol. And a lot of times when they come 2 or 3 cops at a time, and they kind of do slingshots through town. Because sometimes people that are doing bad things will go one direction and here comes the other cop. That's how they work. So I know everybody involved in this, and it was a trip to see. And then what happens in this instant is the cop pulls the guy over because he does a little weird turn on the 45. It gets in the middle of the lane. He pulls over without the cops flashing the lights or whatever. And then you have the Hackett cop come out of his jurisdiction, Levi Thomas, come out of his jurisdiction, go to the passenger's window, and this is what happens. Go.
Yeah. Are you good? Are you good? Okay, well you went left to center and then you just pulled over. I didn't even initiate my lights yet.
The Sebastian County deputy's body cam footage on June 18th shows a traffic stop outside the city limits of Hackett, but that does not stop Hackett police officer Levi Thomas from assisting.
I need your license. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Thomas is on the other side of the truck, talking to the woman who's in the passenger seat.
Listen to me. Give me your license.
What did we do?
Well, for one, this is my traffic stop. Okay.
But what did I do?
You went left to center and then you just pulled over. So I don't know if something's up with you or what. So that's the reason why I'm pulling you over. I don't know what he's got going on.
You can see Thomas reaching inside the truck and opening the door to get the woman out. That's when things escalate.
Just tell him for a
Why
second.
are you arresting her?
I'm not arresting her. They are.
For what?
She has a warrant.
Where?
I don't even know what he pulled her out for.
When the deputy goes to see what's happening, you can see the woman being arrested by the Hackett officer.
Get in the car.
Can I talk to somebody else? Can I talk to you?
Get in the car and I'll talk to you. Get in the car.
Oh, he's hurting me.
I'm gonna keep hurting you if you get in. Get
I didn't
in.
do nothing wrong.
You got a warrant,
For
apparently.
what? Can you please tell me for what?
Get in the car.
Please tell me what?
I am very, very surprised that this particular officer did this based on my experience with him. I will tell you that there's other people that I know who are in that life that will tell you that he's a dick. I've never seen that. I've never had that experience. I know I know quite, actually, he doesn't know this, but I know quite a bit about him. I know where he lives and everything else because it's a small area down here. And like I said, he used to be friends with the local cop down here. Bad day, good cop having a bad day, bad cop finally getting caught. You know, it's open for interpretation. All my experiences with this guy have been good, not just because he let me go. Hey, I never asked for this man to let me go on anything. Gave me some opportunities, I guess. And I was kind of bummed to see this happen to him. Gets charged, I guess, with the misdemeanors, what they're charging him with. But I need to say this. I watch way too much freaking TV and too much YouTube as of late because I'm whatever. And over and over again, what I keep seeing is videos of bad cops. I am not sure if this is just TV or if it's a lot worse than what we actually think. And I think that's kind of important because we always hear about the one bad apple, okay? And I have known some very dirty cops. Well, I better shut up about that. But I've definitely known some dirty cops. And I'm not sure how widespread these problems are. Again, you know, you see all the sensationalized stuff about the bad cops on YouTube, right? That's easy to do. What about all the good stuff that they do? I am absolutely pro law enforcement. Despite my criminal past, despite the addictions, despite being in the wrong areas that I should have been or should not have been at certain times, periods of my life, or even places that I might go to now, because I know somebody or whatever, I still have a tremendous amount of respect for law enforcement officers. However, all law enforcement officers should be held to a higher standard. And this isn't about Levi. This isn't about this cop. But let's take him out of the equation. Let's look at the crime, the alleged crime he's charged with. Police should be held to a higher standard. We have sentence enhancements for drug dealers, for career drug dealers. We have sentence enhancements for people who have a gun with a drugs with the gun. Rightly so. If you're looking at drugs criminalized with the gun in hand, rightly so. There needs to be enhancements for all law enforcement on all crime. If there is a statute that says 1 year maximum in prison, it should be at least doubled, if not quadrupled, for all law enforcement who do shit wrong. That includes jailers bringing in contraband, prison officials, these cops on an RAPE club out of the federal prison in Dublin, California, all correctional sheriff's deputies, state troopers, all of you, all of them, all of you, law enforcement, I'm talking to you. Anything that you do bad should be held to a standard above a citizen. You should be charged, your enhancement should be doubled, at the very least doubled. And that's the truth. And again, I like this guy, man. And I was sick to see that it was him when I saw the headlines. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna leave you. Well, I'm gonna make a comment, but I want to say this. Go.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know what took place there, and my sergeant's taking care of that right now, okay? Because that's not the way we operate in Sebastian County, okay? I don't know how they operate, but we don't operate that way.
Again, I know these. Let me say this. I don't know these deputies and hey officer, so hey Robert. I don't know them like that. I see their faces. They have pulled me over. Two of them in this video have pulled me over. One of them, I do believe, was right. I made them come to my house because I figured, I wasn't sure if that had a warrant, the judge put a warrant for probation violation, but whatever. I did not want to stop in the street, so I kept going to my house. So I drove with the lights on. I made them come to my house. Boy, they freaked out. One of them freaked out. And of course they searched and everything, and I'm sure that they had reason to believe that I was involved in doing criminal activity, which was getting high. So I like the way he said the way we do it in Sebastian. We don't do that in Sebastian County. Some of you don't. Some of you do, okay? Very good officer. Let this guy go. The one that just said that. But, you know, I'm at risk by putting this video out. I'm sure after this goes out, for sure they're going to see it. For sure, 100%. And I'm sure I'll have company coming by my house more frequently. But that's okay right now in my life anyway. Take care. Again, I want to leave everybody with this. Any correctional officer, police officer, state trooper, Sebastian County, Crawford, Boogabaloo County, whatever, Boogabaloo, what did I come up with? Any county, any sheriff, any small town cop. You do something wrong to people that is against the law, you should be enhanced for your crime. You should not get a break. You should not get the same penalty as a normal citizen. It should be a mandatory minimum sentence, first time offense or not. Period. It should be. You guys just should be held to a higher standard because we do need law enforcement. People do trust you guys, and you guys should be held to a higher standard. Period. That's just the way I see things. Take care. Levi, I'm sure I'll probably see you working down here one day because that's what happens when cops go bad. Small town cops are, I don't even want to use the word go bad, get in trouble. They just switch jurisdictions eventually, but I don't know. I wish them the best. And by the way, I want to say this before I close. Shout out to Captain Dumas, Sebastian County Correctional Detention Center. Sebastian County Detention Center. You're going to be hearing from me soon, not as an inmate. Take care.
What happened?
Hackett police officer Levi Thomas resigned July 18th, just a few days before he was arrested, accused of third-degree battery. His mugshot only shows half of his face. Thomas's attorney entered a not guilty plea to the misdemeanor charge in district court. According to the arrest warrant affidavit, Thomas was outside his jurisdiction when he forced the woman out of the truck. The affidavit also says that she had red marks and abrasions on her right arm from the incident.